This is Andrew again, and with me I have two of our programmers, JB and David. These are some of the old line. JB's been with us since last fall. Joined us because he got excited about Camelot Unchained, and David's been with us since the March on Oz days. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is what we're doing with our build pipeline, and that's going to be something that sounds really, really boring until you see what we're actually doing with it. But first I want to talk about why. And the biggest thing is, well, honestly, lessons learned. How we built Warhammer was honestly one of the problems that we had on Warhammer, and a lot of those problems were honestly my fault. But, you know, the definition of experience is not making the same mistake twice. So one of the problems we had was just, you wanted to make a change to the world. That took a long time. You said, I want a second entrance to this keep, and then it would go through and someone would have to get the world art team, and then you'd have to rerun a lighting pass, and it could be several weeks between I want to make a second entrance to this keep and actually having that in something that people could play. And that was horrible for balancing the game. And again, mea culpa. Our goal on this game is that we should be able to get from having the idea of I want to make a change in the world to having it live on a server out in the world in a matter of hours, hopefully minutes. And that lets us iterate a lot faster, that lets us try things quickly, that lets us make a change, see if it works, adjust, instead of having to make these big changes in a vacuum and hope that they work right. So that's where this build system comes in, and this is something that I wanted to do for a while, and David and James have been the people who actually made it happen for Camelot Unchained, and I think it's going to turn into a much better game for all of you because of it. The key to finding problems quickly, it doesn't really matter unless you actually know about the problem. And that's why we have the panda.
It's a lovely little panda. This panda plays very, very fun, quotes, not annoying at all.
It goes something like
clips. There's like 5 different clips of Andrew singing different songs about the build being broken, like his parody of Lady Gaga's.
It's Broken Build to the tune of Bad Romance.
Yeah, Bad Romance. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
guys, should I sing? You broke the build, and we must fix it now.
Yes, we have to listen to that every time someone breaks the build.
They don't break the build very often anymore. No one does.
We started originally with a red light, which you can't really see. It's hooked up on the ceiling, so we can't take it off right now. But the red light was not getting our attention because looking at our computer screens with headphones on, we don't look up. So this
panda sees
yelling,
all.
screaming panda gets us all to know that the build is broken.
A lot of you at other software development places, whether they're games or not, have probably heard of something called continuous integration. And the idea with that is that every time anyone makes a change, that goes into a build. There's just builds of the game constantly being made all the time throughout the day. And, just you check in a file, that gets done. And the advantage of that is that problems get solved quickly. There's no lag on, oh, someone made this change 2 weeks ago, and now we're suddenly finding out that it didn't work right. But I wanted to take that to the next level. And so we're not just doing this for code, we're doing this for all of the art assets and everything else in the game. And we have continuous integration all the way through to the patcher to the running game client. And this is a big deal. What it means is that you're sitting there in the editor and you make a change to a texture or you move something around and you hit save, and every single client running the game, after a short delay, like for it to propagate through the patcher, they all get that change while they're running. And that lets us be incredibly agile in how we develop the game. Just an example of how quick this goes and how useful it is. All right, here I am. I'm making one small change in the client to just change the color of the lighting, something simple and obvious. And I hit save, and I go over here to Perforce, which is our source control system, and I check it in. And then going over here and watching our build server run, And once it's done, the patcher is going to run, and you can see the patcher running here. And then I hit play, and here's a client with that lighting in it. And again, that's not just happening to me. It's happened through every patcher for everybody. And that's how we get really quick feedback for everything for everyone.
All right, so we also do the same thing with our editor tools. Our editor is an in-house tool that our artists use to put their assets into the game as built resources. As you can see here, this is our world editor. In the world editor, you can see all of our environmental models that make up our world, and we can select one and move it around, or we can add a new one in here, like this. So I'm going to add a new tree right over here, and let's move it to this position, and then I'm going to click save, and then what that does is it sends it over here to our build server, which you can see here in the background, which is just a console application that does a bunch of build magic in the background. And then that tells our patcher, which as you can see it's downloading now, and downloads that to all of everyone's clients throughout whoever's connected to the patcher, and you can see that the tree is now in-game at the position where you want. And we can also do this while your client is running, so I can go back and move a tree that I just put in here, and I can move it to a different position, and then as we leave our client open, you can see that it will move.
And you can see it all around the office. Yep. It's happening to everyone. And if you were outside the office running the game, it would be happening to you. You get the idea.
Yeah.
And again, this is just how we work. So here I am opening up the tree texture, and I never really thought green was a good color for leaves. So the leaves are now purple. And again, hit save. See, all around the office, all the trees and all the running clients have purple leaves where they were using that texture. This also is how abilities work and more game logic type stuff.
Even twinkles.
Yeah, even twinkles. We can change the color on your sword flames.
We just do that by just doing a quick change here on the editor and hitting save, and then now you can see random other particle effects that we can switch out on the fly for everybody's clients.
And look, everyone gets different colored sword flames. So the biggest thing with this, though, it's not just the art, although it certainly does make our art team more productive. It is the ability to make changes to things that affect gameplay. Like, we want to add an entrance here, we want to add an obstacle here, we want to make this slope steeper to make it harder to get up to defend the keep. And that's where it gets really important to be able to iterate quickly and iterate as many times as possible. That's really great for us here in the office, but what about our backers? So what we want to do is open this up to at least our people with internal test access so you can see everything we're doing as we do it. And that's why I'm going to announce 2 new servers today. Their names are, to keep with our dragon theme, Hatchery and Wormling. Hatchery is the server this is our live internal server where we do our work every day. It is a place of scrambled eggs. I'm not going to lie. There are going to be things on there that are broken because this is, as someone makes a change, it's on there. And if you have internal test access, you have access to that server to watch us break things. You're going to see some crashes. You're going to see some broken things, but you're also going to be able to see everything as it happens on Hatchery if you just want to see, what we broke today.
What about those of you who are not internal testers, and what does this Hatchery and Wormling stuff mean to you? Well, in the future, we have plans to live stream over Twitch our Hatchery server, and over Twitch you'll be able to see those people who are playing on Hatchery or us developers as we move things around. We would like to build a kind of follow camera system or an event-based camera system so that you can see different hotspots around our Hatchery server. Say there's some players that are fighting, you can go see them, or maybe follow a player who's moving around, who's being active. Or as we add new assets into the game, you can go and see those. This is a future plan thing. It's we're not exactly sure when it'll be out, but this is something we definitely want to be able to give all of our backers.
Yeah, and it's pretty much, you guys are the ones who are making this happen. So you'll just be able to go on our, it'll probably be embedded in our website of just, a camera roving around on hatchery and watching it, and you can peek in on the state of things today.
Watch all the broken eggs.
All right, thanks a lot, and the three of us will be doing QA in the Twitch stream now.
Yep, thank you.